My mum wasn't there for me and ended up getting involved with someone else. So I decided to move on. For context, my 19-year-old mum had me when she was just 17, and my dad was 19 at the time. My dad has been in prison for most of my life due to nonviolent substance charges. When I was 10, my mum got married to my stepdad. Just to clarify, my mum and dad were never married. They dated each other and eventually got together, resulting in me. My problems with my mum started when she got pregnant with my sister. After having my sister, she was pregnant again and had my brother. I felt like a ghost at that point. She hardly paid any attention to me, so I experienced emotional neglect and felt unwanted in her life. It seemed like I didn't matter anymore. As I grew up, I continued to try to engage with her, but she was always busy during family activities with my brother and sister. I consistently felt excluded. It was always my stepdad, mom, and my siblings except for me. I felt like I wasn't part of the family. This led me to the conclusion that mom either hates me or dislikes me. As I said before, I have 2 younger siblings, aged 4 and 9. One day, my mum comes into my room. She's all dressed up and racing around. I ask if she's going somewhere, but she says no. So I go back to playing on my computer. No later than 15 minutes later, I hear the garage door start going up. So I race downstairs and sure enough, my mum, stepdad and both my siblings are all dressed up in the truck. I'm standing outside feeling really uncomfortable. The look she gave me as she jumped into the truck made me feel like I guess I was interrupting her or something. There weren't any apologies or anything. Just a look of absolute disgust. I don't cry very easily, but something about the entire thing really got to me. So I went back inside and cried a bit. But then I got over it because it wasn't the first time. She texted me 10 minutes later, saying they were just going to the park. I didn't respond because I would have just worked myself up again. Fast forward to when they got home. I was eating dinner, and my 9-year-old sister rushed in after my mom. They were really excited to tell me about everything they had done. Turns out, they hadn't gone to the park. My mom had lied to me, saying they went to the park, when they'd actually gone to the arcade. They also went to get milkshakes and went shopping. I was pretty bummed about it, and my little sister noticed I had gotten upset. I could tell my mom was about to start making excuses and making the circumstances my fault, so I excused myself to my room quietly to avoid that. It was pretty rough. I've been trying so hard to be a good son, despite my mother's selfishness and the effect it's had on me. Once I realized this wasn't normal, I started questioning our relationship. I didn't see any safe way out without ending up on the streets, broke, so I joined the army. It was spur of the moment and she still doesn't know. I can handle it and it's the first decision I've actually made on my own. I can't tell you how excited I am for basic. I'm about to start training. Edit, I want to make it clear that I don't hate my brother and sister. I like them and they like me. I have good memories of spending time with them. At this point, they are the only family I have. I hope they understand why I've moved away. I hope that when I come back from the army, they will still see me as their big brother. Update 1, not much has happened. I've been busy moving my stuff out. You guys told me not to say anything to her about me leaving, but I find it really. It's difficult to do because my sister is very vocal. She shares everything she hears and sees. I've decided to tell my sister and mum that I'm leaving for a job that I was offered. I'll tell my mum the same thing if she asks. My mum didn't see me moving my stuff out, but she did notice some of my things were missing. She asked about them, so I told her I sold some of my things to make some quick cash. I thought you might be wondering where I left my stuff, so I asked a friend if I could leave it at her house. She said yes. Some of you also asked why. I'm not sure if I should say the Army, the Navy, the Marines or the Air Force. I told him that if he's truly sorry for not being there for me, he should make up for it by being there for me now. He said he was going to try his best to be there for me and that he got a job in construction. I told him I was going to the Army and he was really moved, telling me he was proud of me. I was pretty emotional too, so we sat there for a bit. I told him that, because he hasn't been around all my life, I'm not going to call him dad just because he's my biological dad. I'm going to start calling him by his name. If he wants me to call him dad, he has to earn it. He told me that's fine. I'm going to go back tomorrow and be there for a while with him. Of course it's going to be after he gets out of work. Hello everyone. This is going to be my last post for a while. I'm currently here in my biological father's house and I'm ready to leave any minute now. My mom doesn't know I'm leaving for the Army. The only thing she knows is that I moved out of her house and I'm staying with my biological father. I left her. I'm going to tell her everything about how she has treated me, except for the fact that I'm going to the Army. I'm going to call an Uber to take me to the station where I'm going to get picked up by a bus and then taken to the Army. Also, I would like people to know that I forgave my biological father for not being there for me, but I also told him that just because I forgave him, it doesn't mean I'm going to call him dad. He has to earn it, so I started calling him by his first name, Matthew. Yes, that's his real name. I could see it in his eyes when I told him I'd give him a chance to make up for it. I said I'd let him show me he was sorry and that he regretted not being there for me. I don't know if my mum has seen the letter yet because I'm not there to see her reaction. But I did talk to my sister, who's 10 years old, about me moving out because I got a job. She was sad but said, "Are you going to come and visit us?" I told her I would. Yes, when I had the time. She was 9 before, but she's now 10. This past weekend was her birthday. My little brother is still too young to understand these things, so I didn't tell him anything. He's only 4 after all. Update 4. Hello everyone. It's been a while since I posted. Sorry for not updating you guys sooner. Well, I did go to the Army, and everything worked out well. But I will say those 10 weeks were absolutely brutal. It was hell. I couldn't even smile because the drill sergeant would get in my face. Anyway, back to the update. I gave my old phone to my bio dad so he could cancel the phone service. I'm going to get a new phone when I get the chance. I'm doing well and haven't heard anything from my bio mom, so I assume she doesn't care. On the bright side, I've made new friends here as some of you suggested, and it's been good. I also got my own place and have a date tomorrow. She's a freshman in college trying to get her teaching degree. Nothing serious at the moment. We're just going out as friends and trying to get to know each other better. Some of you have asked for my address and which state I live in, and have even expressed the desire to come cheer for me. However, I didn't really feel comfortable giving you guys my location, not because you guys are strangers, which you are, but because you guys already have your own personal lives to live. I didn't want to bother you guys with anything else. You guys have been a big help, just by showing love and support and giving me confidence.